This is a very short lesson that's well overdue. I've been slipping this word enthalpy into so many of my lessons and classes so far that I better explain what it is, hadn't I? So, enthalpy is a type of energy, a type of heat. Well, let's go with energy, it's a better term. And it's used by chemists that work in this branch of chemistry, which is enthalpy sometimes is called. And if you remember, we've talked about kinetic energy. Now, kinetic energy in physics is motion. Here is when you have a change in temperature. So you're heating something up, cooling it off, and you're noticing the temperature change. It's connected to the movement of the molecules or atoms, etc., etc. And we have potential energy. Well, in this branch of chemistry, it's the way you store energy in a chemical compound is in the bonds. And there are ionic bonds, covalent bonds, and then there's the intermolecular bonds. It's quite complicated. And each of them is a different kind of energy. Enthalpy is just both of these put together. So enthalpy is all of the kinetic energy and potential energy in a chemical compound. That should be like all of the energy, right? Well, no, it misses some energy. For example, there's a huge amount of energy in the nucleus of an atom. In fact, it's a massive amount. Sorry, that's not part of enthalpy. We ignore that. Also, this is a minor thing, but if you raise something higher or put it down lower, you're gaining or losing gravitational potential energy. That's physics, not that. So it's just these two types of energy. We lump them all together into one concept. We're calling it enthalpy. Symbol for enthalpy, well, it's H. You notice there's no delta, because enthalpy is the total energy in something. Now, here's the problem with enthalpy. Nobody knows what it is. To get the total enthalpy, you'd have to go all the way down to the lowest possible temperature, absolute zero. Can't do that. And anyway, even if you could, the number would be phenomenal. So we are going to talk about changes in enthalpy. And we're going to give it a very familiar symbol, delta H. So in chemistry, we're always talking about changes in enthalpy. And it's kilojoules. If it's molar enthalpy, it's kilojoules per mole. Oh, that would explain that term. Now, enthalpy is just another word for energy or heat. And in this course, we only work with changes in enthalpy. The total enthalpy of something, absolutely unknowable. Okay, so there's the idea of enthalpy. It's all of the energy, the kinetic and potential energy in a chemical compound. We're ignoring the nuclear energy. We're ignoring other outside sources of energy.